All right, raising confident and resilient kids often begins with what we say as adults. Experts say swapping out some phrases could be the secret to unlocking your kid's potential, even avoiding meltdowns or unnecessary frustration at school. Welcome back to the show. I'm Erin LeBeau.
And I'm Tamsin Vidal. All right, let's get to it. Former teacher and child literacy expert Beth Gaskell of Big City Readers is joining us to walk us through her top 4 say this, not that phrase swaps out there. Beth, nice to have you back on the show with us.
Thanks, I'm happy to be back.
So these words and phrases that parents need to stop using in front of their kids, we've talked about them before, but you're talking about phrases they use in front of them, they maybe say to them, especially kids that are 10 and under. So the first one you say is, I can't do it. What do you swap out for that? Because we probably just don't even realize we're saying that.
Right. So we know that how we talk to kids becomes their own inner voice. So instead of saying, I can't do it, even the grown-up around them, when something feels tricky, just adding this tiny word yet to the end of that phrase is going to change their brain from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So if they say, I can't do it, I can't tie my shoes, you can say, you're right, you can't tie your shoes yet, but you're getting stronger every single day. Remember when you couldn't put your coat on by yourself?
Wow, that makes such a huge difference, doesn't it?
Room for improvement.
Yeah.
All right, so next up you say parents should not say, what was your favorite part of your day? What's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's totally okay if you want to ask that question, but we see that a lot of kids kind of struggle with superlatives. They think when we say favorite, like they have to find the best answer. They have to find this one thing, and they kind of put this pressure on themselves to say whatever, was the best part. But if we say something like, what's something you don't want to forget about your day? Or what was something that made you laugh? It kind of shifts the brain again to start to think about more than just like the best part, but something that we don't really want to forget. There's a lot of things that we are going to think about differently if we think about what we don't want to forget.
That's a good way to say it. I mean, I get irritated being asked that question, so I can imagine as a kid not wanting. It's like stressful, right? All right, so we hear this phrase a lot, especially with parents of young kids or teachers. Sit still. What should we say instead of that?
Well, it's not so much something what we say, it's something that we can do instead. We can just let kids fidget. Just like we can go for a run and listen to a podcast, kids actually are showing us how they learn. So if we follow their lead, we're going to help them be so much more successful. There is no correlation between sitting still and intelligence. So if we let kids learn how they learn, they're actually going to be taking in so much more information.
Okay, so when parents are teaching kids to read, they may tell them, sound it out. Why could this be problematic?
Yeah, so we're taking this thought about sounds and asking them to use it when they're looking at something. So like the letters don't have sounds. So we see that kids haven't really had a lot of experience playing with sounds of words. So we want to play with sounds while we're just listening. And then when we see the word, we're going to say, let's stretch it out. So you can even just do that with your hands, like cat. What sounds do you hear? Now let's stretch it and write it. But that sounded out doesn't really line up with looking at letters because we're using our eyes and you're asking them to do something with their ears. It kind of feels confusing.
Never even thought about that.
I want Beth in my life. You're so patient and calming. It's going to be all okay.
Well, I want you in my life.
It's so good to have you back with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you guys soon.
All right. Well, for more on Beth's reading tips, you can go to her website or follow her on Facebook or Instagram at Big City Readers or at TikTok at Miss Beth.